All right, it is time for another story on the go. All right, so this time I'm in Sicily and I'm going up to Mount Etna because what do I love? I love hiking, I love trekking, I love climbing. So when I found out you could climb a volcano, a sort of active volcano in Italy, I was like, oh yeah, absolutely we're doing this. So planned it, booked it, off I went, and arrived in Sicily. I was actually staying in Malta at the time. I was doing a master's degree program in Malta. And so there in Malta, it's very easy to take a ferry, quick ferry, over to Sicily. So I went to Sicily, spent some time on the beach, had some cannoli. Oh my God, best place to have cannoli in the world. And so then started my trek up Kinabalu. And it's really cool. You know, on the way up, when you're driving, the lava, when it has erupted in the past, has flowed, and it's like covered houses and buildings and stuff, shacks. So you can see like the rooftops, and that's it, of some of these buildings that have been covered. It's crazy cool. Well, it wasn't cool for the people who experienced it, but a tourist all these years later, it's interesting to look at, let's say. Cool is maybe the wrong word. It's just super interesting. So, the hike is not difficult at all. Very easy trek. Most people can make it quite easily. And so a lot of loose scree, you know, volcanic rock. And so it's like 3 steps up, 2 steps down. So it's annoying in that part. But you just go slow and you get to the top. And so there's really cool places up there. It's super windy the day I went. Just super crazy windy. But it's really a fantastic thing to do. I highly recommend it. One of the cool things that I remember was when we went up there, the guides will actually take you to different places where there's still a lot of heat coming out through little pockets. So, and sometimes it's actually active, and so you can walk up to it if it's not too active. You kind of put your hand near it. Wow, man, you could burn your flesh right off your hand. It's so hot. These little pockets that you just, unassuming pockets, you know, so be careful where you sit, where you walk up there on Mount Etna. My goodness, it's crazy. So yeah, Mount Etna was beautiful. Another place that I went to in Sicily was Taormina. Taormina is an incredible city that's on the edge of the ocean, and you know, it's cliffside city, and it's beautiful. It's got like a Greek amphitheater as well, and just quaint, nice. Of all the places I went in Sicily, that was probably my favorite, Taormina. But I got a crazy story to talk about. So when I was in America, I was sort of a insecure person. I didn't do a lot of adventurous stuff very often. I did some hiking. That was about it. I was, just lacked confidence. I could easily get flustered and thrown off of my zen, let's say, and just be frustrated and lose my cool and everything. It took me quite a few years to get over that, but one thing that really expedited that process for me and helped me immensely was travel and experiences like this one. So in Taormina, it was crazy. I rented a car, but at the time, I didn't know how to drive manual or stick. I know, crazy. Here's an adult, insecure, doesn't know how to drive a stick. By the way, little side note, I learned how to drive stick on a Russian Lada in the Belarusian forest. It was insane. I mean, it's almost worth having not learned how to drive stick so I can have this story about how I learned to drive stick in the Nalabogi forest in Belarus. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I don't know how to drive stick, so I'm really limited in my options, and so they had it in an automatic, but it was this huge behemoth of a car. I think it was a Buick or something. Just this huge car. And if any of you have driven in Europe, you know better. You don't drive a big car in Europe, especially in these older towns, cobblestone pathways, very skinny spaces to drive. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I go to Taormina with my rental car. And I'm driving up, windy roads, very tight, all the way up. And I get up there, and before I know it, I'm on a pedestrian walkway with hundreds of people trying to get to have their ice cream in little boutique shops and everything, and I'm in their way. And I can't reverse. There's people in the hundreds behind me. I can't go forward. People in the hundreds behind me. I definitely can't go left or right. I'm completely pinned in. So I start freaking out because I don't know any better. Now I have the skills. You know, back then I didn't have the skills to know how to navigate these kinds of situations. So I'm like, oh, bleep, 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 bleep. Probably people walking by outside can hear me. And I'm like, I don't even know how to get out of this. So basically I ruined a bunch of tourists' day. I had to reverse back down off the mountain because there was no way to pivot around. And then I ended up going the wrong way on a road, and it was crazy. It was like probably I don't know, it felt like an eternity, but it was probably like 45 minutes of getting my car stuck up in a major tourist town with no way to really get out except to ruin everybody's day. Like, people had to pick up their lunch tables and move them away. It was ridiculous. Oh my God. To go back and watch this movie again, it'd be one of the most embarrassing moments of my life, to like just see how pathetic I was, both in causing the problem and also reacting. Oh my God. Taormina, what a ridiculous experience that was. But Sicily is amazing. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful place, wonderful food, wonderful people. The pace of life is good, it's chill. It's a great place. Traveling Teacher here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the subscription button and the notification bell button below. Make sure you like this video. And for more content, stay tuned. Check out this playlist. Check out that subscription logo there. Keep traveling.